Hello and welcome to Module 7, Implement Your Sustainment Plan, 7 Steps Organizing Your Home, a Family's Lasting Solution to Organizing the Chaos. My name is Davina, and I'm a mom of 5. I'm also the wife of a hotshot trucker. I'm a continuous improvement consultant, and I am a chaos manager by default because of my 5 crazy kids. In this video, we're going to talk about different sustainment strategies, how to create a successful sustainment plan, and how to utilize the GROW coaching method when your sustainment standards are not met. Now, this is the most difficult piece of this entire program, simply because it takes discipline to keep the space stained. So all your cleaning and organizing, that's the easy part. That's the hard work, and that's where a lot of the labor comes in, but it's the sustainment piece that's the hardest. And so what you want to do is create awareness of the improvements and communicate your expectations on a daily basis. Whenever things are not exactly as they should be, when those standards are not met, you're going to use a tool that I call the GROW coaching method. And that is how you're going to coach your family up to back up to the standards. And this is an ongoing phase. This is not something that just happens once. You're going to have to do this continually in order to maintain those standards. And then it's a responsibility of the parents and older siblings to set the example. And then without this discipline, all your previous work will be lost. So all that hard work that everyone pitched in and did, if you cannot do the sustainment piece, if you can't stay disciplined and keep the focus on this, then all your hard work will be for now. Talk about different sustainment strategies. If you remember back in a couple of the first modules, I talked about doing a pre-audit of your space. And that is where you went in with that little form that had the different S's, the 5 S's there, and you had to see how many of the questions you can answer with a yes. Well, you're going to take this exact same form, and this is how you're going to do your weekly audits. So any of those questions that you answer that are a no, those are going to be the things that you address. And so you're going to go through the audits, and then you're going to bring your family together, and you're going to discuss why you got a no. And then you're going to coach the family using the GROW coaching method that I'll go over in a little bit. And this is how you're going to help communicate those changes and needs for sustainment. Another sustainment strategy that you can do is set up a weekly chore audit for the space or daily chore audit. I usually set mine up for the week, and it has 6 days in it. And I usually don't do the Sunday. We just kind of leave that day open. But you're going to assign tasks that you will need to be completed in that space for each day. And then you're going to assign a family member to that task. And so in the kitchen space that we did, the one place that I really did daily checks and audits on was when they unloaded the dishwasher, because that is when things could go awry. That is when the kids decide to put things away where they're not supposed to be, or silverware drawer, and it's in a complete total mess. They don't have it organized and neat like the picture should be. And so I would spot check those tasks after they've done them, and then pull them back and bring them through the GROW coaching model as they did it, and really had it done in the moment so that they couldn't come back and say, well, I didn't do that, because we all know how kids are, and that's what they're going to do. So let's talk about the GROW coaching method. So really all this is just a tool for you to use so that you don't get upset and gripe them out and then make them feel bad. What this does is it really makes them think about what they're doing and did it meet the standards that you had in place, and why didn't it meet it, and what are they going to do to get it back on track. You're going to ask them questions and they're going to answer them. You're not giving them the answers. And so one of the way this really looked for one of my kids is he'd unloaded the dishwasher, and I started opening the drawers to see, how things were put away. And the silverware drawer was an absolute mess. And so I called him into the space and I said, hey, buddy, check in your work. And I want to show you this drawer. So I opened the drawer and I said, so what's going on here? I said, does this look like what it should? And, what's the goal here? And he said, well, I should put this away neatly like the picture. And I said, yeah, that's how it should be. But, what's the reality? What actually happened? He said, well, I kind of threw them all in there messy. And I said, yeah, you sure did. I said, well, what kept you from doing this the right way? And his answer was what I thought it would be. I wanted to get back to my show, so I hurried up and did this. And so I said, yeah, but now this isn't where it's supposed to be. Now you're having to come back and redo this. So what are you going to do next? And he said, well, I'll organize it back and make it look nice. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to come back and check it. How quickly can you do this so I can come back? And he said, well, give me 5 minutes and I'll have it done. And I said, great, I'll come back in 5 minutes and check it. Now, the important thing is not to lose your temper, which is a feat in itself when you have 5 kids like I do, especially whenever you're having to teach them and coach them over and over on the same thing. And the next thing is you have to go back and check. Because if I were to tell him to get this organized and I never go back and check and I don't praise him for the work he's done, he's going to be like, well, she didn't care. She didn't go back and check and see what I did. So they're going to be less likely to do it. So after he did it, I went back and checked it, and then I told him how awesome it was. You did a great job. I really appreciate you going. Next session, we are going to talk about different ways to celebrate each success as a family, because that's super important. We're going to talk about what to do if you do get off track. So if you have fallen off and haven't done your weekly audits in a while, and you need to get back in because your space is looking a mess, we're going to talk about how to get back on track with that. And then we're going to talk about how to create a plan to get the rest of your home organized. So thank you so much. We will see you on the next module.